Kathy Goodson here with Goodson Vintage Treasures, and today we're going to paint something I've never painted before, and that's a piece of Ikea furniture. My daughter-in-law gave me this desk, and we're going to paint it and see what we can do with it. And this is going to be inspired by Michelle from Serendipity House. So if you watch Michelle, you have seen some of her gray pieces. If you don't, go watch her now. Well, not now. Watch her after this. Go find her page, Serendipity House, and watch her. She's awesome. So we're going to be using Letterpress gray. I said I wasn't going to paint anything else gray because sometimes it doesn't sell fast, but I love them. So I'm going to do it again anyway, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're going to be using Letterpress gray. I'm going to paint the whole piece Letterpress gray, and actually I've already painted the front of the drawer this morning. We're going to be using the ink pad and IOD ink, and I'm going to darken the edges just a little bit with the IOD ink. Big top everything. I'm going to put a sealer on it. Probably take 2 coats of paint. Use some liquid patina to kind of darken it a little bit. First, I gave the piece 2 coats of Letterpress gray, and in fact, I used an 8-ounce jar to paint this whole desk. Two coats were enough to cover the whole black desk very thoroughly. I also painted the pull with the Letterpress gray. I used 2 brushes to paint with. I used the sampler, which you see me using here on top of the desk, and I used my French tip, which is good to get into small and intricate places. I also sprayed a little water on top as I put the second coat on to help move the paint around. Now it's time to do a little distressing in a different way. I took my IOD ink pad with black ink and I patted the black ink around the edges and the raised portions of the desk, also on the legs. I wanted to give it a kind of distressed look. The next step was to give the whole desk a coat of Big Top. Big Top is our finish from DIY paint. After the Big Top was dry, I added the Astoria transfer, a gorgeous black transfer. This transfer comes in a pad of 4 sheets, and it took quite a bit of rubbing to get it on. I carefully matched each section together so that the 4 pieces fit together smoothly. Once you finish transferring the transfers, take it and rub it with your hand to make sure all the pieces are down, and then rub it with a soft, clean cloth. I thought there was still a lot of gray space to the left and to the right of the pattern, so I decided to add the Bohemian stamp using black IOD ink. I stamped all along the right and left side and then a small pattern across the top. When you lay the stamp down, carefully place it and place one hand on top of it so that you don't wiggle it. Then take the other hand and press the pattern. I like to use a soft cloth to rub across it to make sure I transfer all the ink onto the piece, always keeping one hand still. I continued stamping all the way around the top, the left, and the right of the piece. I use a small piece of the Bohemian stamp to stamp across the top. I added 2 more coats of Big Top to the top part of the desk to protect it, since it would get more wear. Now I'm going to add some darkened Decrepit to dull down the brightness of the gray and to give it an aged look. Darkened Decrepit is a liquid patina. I did it in small portions at a time because it does dry quickly. Then I took a baby wipe and wiped it back to the desired color. I continued till I had the whole piece finished. Wiping it back and applying it in sections and wiping it back. did the top of the desk in 3 sections with the Dark and Decrepit liquid patina, brushing it on and then wiping it back to the desired color. I love how the desk turned out. From Ikea black to beautiful detailed work. You can find all the products I used on this project at goodsandvintagetreasures.com. I also carry all the IOD products on Etsy at Goods and Vintage. For this project, I used the DIY products of Letterpress gray paint. An 8-ounce jar did the whole piece. I used Big Top Sealer, Dark and Decrepit liquid patina, IOD Transfer Astoria, and the IOD black ink and the IOD ink pad. I also used the sampler brush. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell